Hey everyone, my name is Anita Savangse. Today I will be speaking to you about our research assignment, US Bank Linux on a KVM. Team members include myself, Melanie, Maggie, Paku, and Kelsey. Our research assignment is on a project being implemented at US Bank involving Linux systems on their mainframe machines. US Bank is using KVM technology, which means it is a kernel virtual machine hypervisor that allows the ability to spin up thousands of Linux operating systems within KVM. Mainframe servers are built by IBM and traditionally run the z/OS operating systems. US Bank implemented the Z KVM and installed an application called IBM Operations Analytics on a Linux server that pulls system logs from all their mainframe servers and analyzes and then feeds the data onto the IOA web server and onto its website. From the web browser, the system's programmer or other users can log just once and be able to view all of the log files from the many different mainframe servers that US Bank has. In addition, the application allows you to visualize, create graphs, charts, and other visualization tools to view the data. You may ask the benefits and purpose of this implementation. Well, in essence, it will allow a systems programmer to run search queries of all system logs and system-related data for problem determination. The KVM on IBM's mainframes administer multiple virtual machines, allowing for large numbers of Linux workloads to run simultaneously on the Z Systems platform. It offers common Linux-based tools and interfaces while taking advantage of the robust scalability. The application is hosted on premises and is for internal use only for the mainframe systems programming group at US Bank. The application itself is hosted on a private network via US Bank's intranet. For high availability, the zKVM is built at different data centers in case there are any outages or disasters. Of course, when you're dealing with sensitive data, encryption and certificates are needed in order to proceed to the web servers. US Bank issues these certificates in order for it to be hosted on the website. An application is enabled to authenticate users using their own personal credentials. The application is required to hold up to 30 days worth of data, but can handle up to 90 days worth of data, allowing system programmers to separate the system log files from the production and non-production systems. Currently, there are no development procedures or process methodology in place at the moment, as the zKVM Linux on the mainframe is still in the first phase of its development testing. However, informal agreements made by upper management to support high availability disaster recovery protocols in the long term, once the infrastructure has been fully matured and standardized. US Bank must follow the rules and regulation guidelines authorized by the Card Industry Data Security Standard Policy. Because there aren't any development procedures or process methodology, there is a short-term goal to build out an environment that can host traditionally distributed applications hosted on the mainframe in order to better utilize the mainframe's hardware. The need to host Linux workloads on the mainframe has grown significantly in the last couple of years. Over the years, Linux has shown to be quite reliable, secure, and efficient. Linux on the mainframe allows IT administrators familiar with Linux on smaller platforms that they are comfortable using and supported on mainframes, applications, and services hosted elsewhere. It can generally be consolidated and scaled up to exploit mainframe hardware when its reliability, availability, and serviceability. The initial request for this application development was requested by the mainframe manager, as he highlighted that there was a need for Linux workloads to run on the mainframe. Contributors are the Mainframe Technical Services Group, the CIO of US Bank, the IBM zKVM sales representatives all participated. While the mainframe group reviews their requirements, the CIO is the executive sponsor. Now, you may be asking yourself, who manages the implementation process? Well, the IT staff manages the implementation process, as well as the mainframe MVS team, including TechPel himself, the mainframe networking group, and the Linux team from the distributed server department. Just this past summer, US Bank tested the high availability of the Linux servers by running KVMs on different data centers by active-active and by shutting down manually one Linux application, moving that image over to the KVMs in the other data center. That is part of phase one of the implementation process. Now, moving forward, the mainframe would like to implement high availability by live migration, where the application moves over dynamically from one data center to the next without having to manually do it. Furthermore, in order to assess the success of the overall development and implementation of the Linux, the processes that take place at US Bank, US Bank measures success by meeting deadlines through project phases identified during planning. US Bank has accounted for increased productivity and direct contributions to the organizations provided by this application of technology. Recommendations would include permanent in-house staffing to do the research instead of outsourcing, also ensuring that there are task deadlines that are created so that project phases turn out successful. The sources used for this research assignment were Systems Programmer TechPel, the US Bank website, the Business Driven Information Systems book that was used for class, and the IBM Analytics website. So I think what we learned as a team is that there isn't very much information out there published on the internet about US Bank's information systems. Our team had to rely on TechPel for a majority of the questions, which made it more difficult, but doable because Tech was very helpful. We also learned that splitting up the tasks and splitting up the work evenly made it fair for everyone in the group. Our group communication was through Skype, text messaging, emails, and phone calls. This research project is for MIS 310 Section 52. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and have a great rest of the summer.